We're going to begin by putting a border around each of the fussy cut blocks. We're sewing the sides first, and we're going to use our flag or chain sewing method. We sew one followed by another, and in this instance it's the sides going on first. These are the shorter of the two blocks which have been cut for this purpose. We're doing them in sets of 3 because there's 3 in a row. We can change which 3 we use for each row, but it just gives us an easier way for our batch sewing. So once we've done the first side, we're going to sew the second side on. And we're just flag sewing again, flag or chain sewing. Until we've got all 3 of them with 2 sides on. Once we've done the 2 sides, we're going to finger press. So this is the final one. And now we're finger pressing open, and then we put the longer piece on the top. We sew with the flat piece down, and that enables us to get the seams in the outwards position. The second one's easier because it naturally flows outwards, but the first one we have to set it well. So again, we finger press towards the darker fabric, sew with the single piece down, and that first seam is hard to make sure that it goes against the grain. The second one just flows through nicely. We make sure that we join with the fabric meeting at both ends. And once we've done the tops of all 3, we're going to do exactly the same process on the bottoms. Now we're on to the 4 patches. We're sewing a blue to a white and a green to a white. We started with the green to the white, and then we have the blue to the white. We're going to do it again, a green to the white, and then a blue to the white. We sew them in the different directions, so we have the white on top and then we have the blue on top, and this allows us, once we take it off, press it open, and we have the 2 seams going in different directions, and we nest the seams into each other. And by doing this, it gives us a nice crisp corner of the 4 patch. So again, finger pressing towards the blue and towards the green. We nest it together so they interlock into each other, and then we sew through with that 1/4 inch seam. Here we're going to flag sew a whole series of them. So blue on the bottom, green on the top. And again, blue on the bottom, green on the top. This means we only need to clip between 2, and they'll naturally be in the right direction. So here they are. We're going to finger press the white fabric in 2 different directions, one towards the blue and one towards the green. Nest them and pop them through. Again, nesting those fabrics so that we're going to get nice crisp corners in our 4 patch. Now we're going to sew the corners onto a bit larger border. So these are cornerstones. We're just sewing corner to corner across the diagonal. You can mark that with either a pencil or a fabric marker if you want to mark across. I sew them by eye because they're quite little and you can actually line them up. First of all, we line up one point with the needle, and then we line the second point up with our needle line. The needle line is the first of the two masking tape lines. Once I've sewn 4, I'm going to line them up, push back the top at 1/4 inch, and now I'm going to just cut through all 4 of them, and they're all trimmed. And now we have 4 nicely made things. So here is the ironing of our 4 patches. So we put blue to blue, white to white. We're going to line up the blue with the bubble fabric, the white with the white triangle. Sometimes that white triangle is out a little bit, so that's why I sew with the blue lined up neatly with the bubble fabric. With that fabric lined up, if the top's out a little bit, I don't worry about that overlap. I sew directly next to the 4 patch. That's my guide for my 1/4 inch seam. Once I've sewn one of them, I'm going to sew the next one to it. Blue to bubble, white to white, matching up that blue first so that it's nicely set, and sewing along the 4 patch. Again, white to white, blue to bubble. Not worrying about anything that's a little bit overlapping, just sewing straight along that 4 patch line. Now I can put the side pieces together. So I'm literally sewing the bubble one side to the other. And I'm going to use some scrap fabric to make a little flag sewing piece so that I can sew the other side. Here's our top and bottom. So here's the flag sewing of the extra side to it. Using up scraps is here to keep our pieces in a flag sewn way. Once we've finger pressed that seam open, we're going to place the top on it. We're creating a bubble around it, nesting our seams, making sure that they're all very nicely connected in there. The most complex part is on the top so that we can get all of our seams nicely nested to create good effect in our quilt. Sewing through to our nested seam. Making sure that we're neatly finished at the end so that our block is nicely created. We're going to sew another end in. This actually holds the threads in place. Some people say it just holds it naturally, but just makes it a bit secure when we use that flag sewing technique. And again, our bubble, and making sure that we're nesting those seams. So one seam is pressed in one direction and the bottom seam is pressed in the other direction. Just lining it up, sewing it through. Again, checking our nest for the next seam, sewing all the way through, making sure that everything is lined up neatly. And here's 2 blocks we prepared earlier with a sashing between the 2 of them. A nice bubble.